Beef. It's what I do. And I do it well, and I beef with the media. And we're now at number 33. And it's a good one. Sarah Spain of ESPN checking in at number 33 on the Whitlock beef list. Yeah, Sarah Spain and I think, were meant for beef. I'm more authentic about my past. Sarah Spain, not authentic about her past. She's reinvented herself as a feminist social justice warrior. And ever since that reinvention, we've been headed towards beef. I probably liked the old Sarah Spain better than the feminist new version of Sarah Spain. Sarah Spain introduced herself to the sports world by auctioning herself off, trying to get Super Bowl tickets. I believe the Chicago Bears were in the Super Bowl, and she wanted to go, and she was offering herself up as a date to any man that would take her to the Super Bowl. And I kind of liked that Sarah Spain more than I do the new woke Sarah Spain. That Sarah Spain had a big pair of cans and used them to try to get herself a Super Bowl party invite. The new Sarah Spain pretends like that old Sarah Spain never existed, and she is a feminist queen. And so it really started, I believe, in 2022-ish. I think Sarah started attacking some Tampa Bay Devil Rays players, or I think they're just Tampa Bay Rays players now, that didn't want to participate in Pride Night. And she went after them about not wanting to wear these pride patches, these LGBTQ patches. Let's play the clip.
Sarah Spain, how does that all come off to you?
Pride is about inclusion, so you don't love them and you don't welcome them if you're not willing to wear the patch. And calling it a lifestyle reveals to me that you've done not even a modicum of research or understanding on this topic, which is what tends to happen when a privileged class isn't affected by things. This is not just about baseball. That religious exemption BS, which is used in sport and otherwise, also allows for people to be denied health care, jobs, apartments, children, prescriptions, all sorts of rights. And so we have to stop tiptoeing around it because we're trying to protect people who are trying to be bigoted from asking for them to be exempt from it when the very people that they are bigoted against are suffering the consequences.
When you say trying to be bigoted,
they're trying to use religious exemptions to affect the opportunities, services, available resources for people who are LGBTQ plus.
and a patch on the jersey in this way?
In the case of sport, no. In the case of sport, though, they're double talking if they're saying you're welcome while also saying that we don't encourage or we disagree with it, especially when there are devout people of every single religion that also welcome and are open to people who are born gay.
David Dennis Jr., your read on?
So that was Tony Reale, who's a Catholic, who probably has a more nuanced take on this, a more educated take on this than Sarah Spain, and, you know, pretending like, hey, I don't want to support the LGBTQ is some sort of gimmick, or it's strictly called out in the Bible. And so these individual players that don't want to participate in taking pride in the LGBTQ lifestyle, there are people like Tony Reale and other Catholics and just common sense people that realize pride is one of the deadly sins. And so just the whole notion of Pride Month is an affront to them. But, you know, that is really what got me to the next level of disliking Sarah Spain. And then it's just been on since then. I mean, there were other things that she's done, but that was the major one. She brought God into it. She brought religion into it. That really triggered me. And then in 2023, Sarah involved herself in a dispute or a controversy that involved Mina Kimes. You guys know Mina Kimes. She's been on this list earlier. She's, the little Asian Barbie doll that ESPN pretends is this football expert, and she must be protected at all costs. She's one of the smartest minds talking about football, this little tiny Asian woman. Anyway, a radio host in Philadelphia made some little comment about, and I didn't even know it, because again, I'm ignorant. I don't know every slur in the book, but called or made some joke about Mina Kimes and a nip. Again, I didn't know that nip was some slur because I don't keep up with all this stuff. I don't think anybody really does. But the radio host knew what he was doing. And Mina tried to take the high road, but she tried to take the high road because she knew that Sarah Spain would take the low road and would make it a big deal and say, oh God, look, Mina Kimes, some guy in radio in Philadelphia cracked this joke for 2 seconds and Mina Kimes has been damaged and look at the hardships that these women must go through. Oh, this is so terrible. I didn't like it. We did an entire show. I think we called it the Nipsey Tussle. This argument over, again, first thing I think of when I hear nip and it's related to a woman, again, I think of nipples, not this other thing that they made it into be. But anyway, this really, once again, kind of triggered me, made me go after Sarah Spain, made me go after Mina Kimes. So look, I've had beef with these feminist women that have taken over ESPN. Sarah Spain is kind of their intellectual backbone. She's the Karen of the feminist movement at ESPN. She runs around and makes sure that everybody thinks the right thing and everybody represents the right thing. And again, she's not the highest profile. Mina Kimes is, and Elle Duncan is. But as far as their intellectual backbone, it's actually Sarah Spain. She's the smartest of this band group of delusional women that are running, have taken over ESPN. Anytime you see any of these women, she is their intellectual foundation. When they have a question and they need an argument and they need hey, Sarah, help me prove that this is racist. Help me prove that this is sexist. Help me prove that this is homophobic. Sarah Spain is the backbone of that. And that's why Sarah Spain and I will be locked in beef for the rest of her career, for the rest of my career. But that's my beef with Sarah Spain. She's tried occasionally to call me out over Twitter, but quickly runs for cover once I fire back. She's not built for a brawl with me because I'm not scared. So that's my beef with Sarah Spain. Congratulations, Sarah, for making it to number 33.